I guess everybody got to work their program the way they work it.
Yeah.
But I feel like that about a lot of people. I am in my mind saying, well, me and you attend. I don't be seeing you. So maybe take me one of the meetings you go to. Maybe I go to one. Maybe because I know it's a bunch of meetings.
Maybe it's more spiritual.
Yeah, let me get involved.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying like, no, because I know that there could be two meetings going at the same time.
Yeah.
Or starting to where I guess a meeting that I don't know.
And then one fall right behind it.
And one it'll be so close that you don't even feel like making the first meeting. You can go to the next one.
Yeah.
But how many times can we be at the different meeting?
Right.
And we both all
right. Because there's always so fucking many, you know.
And I'm about to switch it
Yeah.
to one out here because I initially chose that home group based on
Location.
no, well, that group I was going to the meetings. My cousin told me he didn't like certain groups out here. He felt like it was getting too petty.
Wish I did, bro.
So he said he wanted to go to a different group. So we had went to that group. When I was going there, it helped me get over the first step. You know what I mean? I had a lot of reservations about my sobriety and what it meant to me to be sober. I felt like drugs wasn't my problem. Having enough money wasn't.
Yeah.
Which would never thinking in my mind that if you didn't have drugs, you would have more money.
Right. Justification.
Never thought about that too.
Right.
In my mind, I didn't need to get rid of the drugs. I need to get more money. But then I didn't realize also.
Initially, you'll have more drugs.
Yeah, I had more drugs. Like what's gonna happen? Like you know what I mean? That's what it is kind of like too. So I was giving myself all type of denials. Yeah. But during a meeting, somebody else was sharing, and they had shared something that made me take a different look on myself as far as who I was.
Yeah.
And go, oh shit. Looking for management in a sense to gain some power because I didn't feel okay before I came here. I didn't have decided it was based on a lot of different things. Actually, just a whole bunch of bullshit. We were supposed to move to Georgia together, and when I went, and I was the only person that wasn't financially stable really. I was the only person that was but I was the comedian. I do comedy. So they were supposed to be like my benefactors, my girl and my cousin. They believed in my comedy. They thought I'm funny.
You're right, too.
What?
He's like, it sounds like Shannon has made her decision. Sorry, it's going to take more.
He already said that to you, though. There was no way. She would have, in my mind, she was trying to get you arrested or something like that.
Yeah.
Because to say somebody, if I say I don't want Roger in this kitchen, correct? And I say that to you, but I tell everybody but him.
Right. Yeah.
And then say, if you see him here, contact me.
Yeah.
Unless I have to come fight him or some shit.
Right.
Which I don't think she will do with you.
No.
So you're allowed them meeting, but not in the kitchen thing.
No. And if somebody sees when they're supposed to contact her.
Wow.
Which is really weird.
Like she saw you today?
I didn't go to the meeting today.
I thought you did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's over with.
So to me, I feel like it was like some real like.
And she wouldn't even answer the fucking phone, bro, so I didn't talk to her about it.
Well, you did cut her out, bro.
Okay.
Be
a bigger person. Be a bigger person. I mean, I'm not, listen to me.
You ain't gonna cuss out no ghetto black woman like that and not get repercussions.
You call yourself a cafe manager, so you hold yourself to a higher standard.
That don't mean I can be cursed out.
I understand that.
I mean, I'm not the cafe manager either, so I'm just talking from my perspective.
I'm just saying, though, but you hold yourself to a higher standard. You're supposed to work in recovery, and you're supposed to learn to forgive and do all that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't practicing none of the shit that you teach. You know what I mean? If I cuss, I apologize about it. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be able to squash it, and I apologize about it. You know what I mean?
But then, all right, so.
But in the end, the fault isn't hers, it's yours.
I know.
I'm saying, but let me ask you a question, too. So you cursed me out, and you apologize about it. Can you curse me out again?
Yeah. I mean, I could, potentially, but I'll look at it.
I'm saying, but do you think, and I know this is only your first time cursing her out, But do you realize that that's what a lot of people fear forgiveness is? Of the idea of opening that door. I'm not saying it is open and closed. I'm just giving you a hypothetical or a thought, a different view of the situation. Yeah. That people's fear of forgiving something you do to them is based on the fact that they feel like, if I forgive him right now for cursing me out, do I put myself at risk to be cursed out again? Or is this apology he giving me? Because there's different type of apology. Yeah. There's an apology of, I'm mad because you won't let me, in this situation, yeah. I'm apologizing so I can come back around the cafe or whatever, or at least be able to go to meetings. Yeah. Or there's also apology of, yo, I genuinely feel bad about, and I'm not saying which one you have, yeah. but I genuinely feel bad about what I did, and because of that, you never have to worry about me doing it again. Right. Those are different, and there's even other maybe different apologies, but that one, because you got the one where not only don't you have to worry about me doing that again, now I want to make it up to you in some type of way, shape, or form. Yeah. So there's all different type of levels of apology. Which level do you think you were more in your own mind? Not
well, see, because I asked Jason in the email. I was like, "Is there anything I can do to rectify the situation?" Okay. You know what I mean? Is there
so you feel like she wouldn't be cursed out by you again ever?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't plan on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I'm honest. I don't plan on cussing.
No, I'm saying, but you can plan on that. You can plan on not doing it.
I can plan on not doing it. Yeah.
You can say for a fact. You can say to me right now, because this is what I realized yesterday. I was talking to somebody else. Half the time I want to fight you because I want to control you. Right. And I'm pissed off I can't control you from just standing here talking to you. Right. So now I physically want to impose myself on you to control you. Yeah. But the funniest part about that is I can't even control myself enough not to physically impose myself on you to try to control you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kind of an oxymoron.
Because if I could really control myself, I can control myself and understand that, hey, I can't control him. Yeah. And physically, it's not going to maybe even help. Right. But I'm so angry that I need to curse you out, do whatever to you, because I can't control you, what you're doing to me or whatever. But then I can't control myself. And if I can't control myself, what world do I live in where I believe I can control you? Right. So only thing we can control in any situation, for the most part, except for if you're in a slingshot, is yourself. Yeah. And you can literally say right now, I will never curse that lady out again. Multiple, and I can give you multiple reasons.
I can say that because I won't ever speak to her again.
I'm saying no. I'm not even talking about not speaking to her. I can give you multiple reasons why you should never curse her out again. Want to hear some of them? Mm-hmm. She's littler than you. She has right to feel intimidated by you. She's a woman. You're a man. Though she doesn't believe it. She says she doesn't believe in sex and all of that. She's still a little fucking lady. And anytime a man raises their voice at somebody, especially a woman, they have a right to feel intimidated. I don't know if you whisper curse it out, but cursing out involves a bunch of things. An intensity level that can scare her off. And you don't want to be intimidating to her. For what? I don't think you do. You just wanted to get your point across and you were passionate about what you was talking about. That's what you was trying to demonstrate.
Acting impulsively, you know what I mean?
But there's different ways to demonstrate passion. I can demonstrate passion about a subject I'm passionate with you without screaming your voice. I can sit here and I'll scream my voice. I can go, I believe that police are racist. And you can sit here and, I'm not saying you don't, but I'm giving you a point. I don't believe police are racist. And I can be angered by that. And I could even choose to raise my voice now. Go, they are racist. They are. What the fuck you talking about? Da, 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 da. Or I could be so passionate about what I said to you that I can go do research and then bring it back to you. Keep my voice the same. Never even argue with you. You might even think it's dead. He ain't saying nothing else to me. But I'm so passionate about it that I'm at the library the very next morning printing up things to bring to you to show you that, to me, police are bad. And that doesn't mean it's going to even change your view, but in your mind, you're going to know at that point, this guy really cared about that. Yeah. He must have. Because he wanted to make sure I got his point. And even then, you're probably going to get it more than if I would have screamed at you about the police being fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, because as soon as you start yelling, I got shut down. I got to figure out what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to call Ernest and let him know that I contacted Jason and they won't let me come back. So, yeah.
Not cousins. I get very cousins from my auntie and uncle. Even though you have, I'm 34 and a half. I'm doing my economist, narcotic anonymous work, working guide study. It was assigned to give it to me by my sponsor. I can't break his anonymity, but I will break my own because honestly, I don't care about hiding. I've never hid in my addiction, so I don't feel like I should hide now. I feel like that would be a joke. You know what I mean? To hide now because I never hid in my addiction. So why would I hide now? So, yeah. In the beginning of the book, they have what they call a prefix. I'm not going to read the prefix, but it's basically a summary of what this book is used for. If you like this content, you like more content like this, please like and let me know. Hey, baby girl, how you doing? I love you. That's my baby girl right there. She's not my baby girl. She's still my baby girl, but she's getting bigger, y'all. Any parents out there know it's hard. She's becoming a beautiful young woman. She's always been a beautiful young lady, but I love her, and that's my little, my only daughter. I only got a bunch of boys. Got lots of reference to boys. I got that one sweet, beautiful girl to keep me grounded. In step one, we admitted we were powerless over our addiction and that our lives had become unmanageable. Well, I was talking to somebody about me having to make that step and take it and what it meant for me to take that actual step. For me personally, I had a lot of reservations when I first came into recovery about being able to go back and use again, just trying to reach a certain plateau of what that meant, and then being able to have that and then going right back to it. Um, it wasn't until I was able to hear somebody sharing in the meeting. That's why I believe in the saying, meet and make us make it. Even if you don't get it, just go. And even if you're not fully listening at first, try to listen because you might hear something that's definitely going to give you that boost you need. Message redacted. Okay. This is I love you more. That's I guess she on her friends. You love your dad? No, I don't love him. But I love you, baby girl. Okay. A first of anything is beginning, and so it is with the steps. The steps begin of the recovery process. The healing starts here. We can go any further. We can't go any further until we work these steps. Some men and women feel their way through the first steps by intuition. One in a more systematic fashion. Our reason for formally working step one will vary from memory to memory. It may be that we are new to recovery and we're just fought in lost, exhausting battle with drugs. A lost and exhausting battle with drugs. It may be that we've been around a while, absent from drugs, but we discover that our disease has become active in some other areas in our life, forcing us to face our powerlessness and unmanageability of our lives once again. Not every act of growth is motivated by pain. It may be the time cycle through the steps through thus I begin the next stage of our never-ending journey of recovery. Oh man, talk about that. I went to an event to see my cousin Tom, which is on the channel. You can check it out. Went to go see him perform in South Carolina, which is like an hour away from Myrtle Beach, where he's at Brownsville. Great performance. He went for Waka Flocka. Like I said, you can see some of the footage from there.
Jordan, you know we ain't supposed to smoke in the house, man.
Oh.
Jordan, they're smoking in the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Let me write that down. Oh, I guess I gotta be back, guys.
Hey, whoa. Hold on. My bad. He said Jordan was in there, Jordan. Yeah, somebody's in there. Somebody's in there.
You smoke cigarettes? You did smoke? Please not smoking the hell you doing?
Yeah, I need some help, Mom. Mom.
Believe me, I've been on the phone. I'm trying to research for like 6 days. And every time I call, I give up. So you're better than me. The patience you have right now, I have no.
I gave up after an hour and a half.
I need these to I'm about to start something. Yeah. And I'm just like, what? No, wait. So you just let me know. What to?
Yeah, I hung up on him after an hour and a half. They didn't answer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working on mine right now.
Yeah, you working on your joints? Okay. Yeah. My apologies, my people. So it says, so back to what I was saying. So I was on this event with my cousin, and it's an all at work, so y'all have to give me breaks. But I was at an event with my cousin, and I ended up having a using dream. Hello, what up? What up, mommy? What up, mom? Doing my step work right here in my book. I'm working on step 1. What step are you on? And if you're watching this video in the comment section, let me know what step are you on. And what was your thing with step 1? These are different names you can leave. But I ended up having, after that night, I was feeling good at the event. I didn't feel like using. I didn't think, I want to be down. Yeah, obviously people who were actively having their own thing going on. I don't want to say active addiction because everybody who does drugs is an addict, and everybody who drinks is an alcoholic. But they were enjoying themselves in a way that they thought was appropriate based on their own understanding of themselves. Long story short, I did have a using dream that night where I went to sleep. I was sleeping, and you couldn't have told me Freddie wasn't in my dream giving me liquor. I mean, it wasn't really Freddie, but the point is that I literally did have a dream. But because you know what I'm saying. The reason I use Freddie as an example is because you know how when you dream Freddie he stabs you, you actually die. In real life, I literally slept. I didn't wake up feeling drunk, but in my dream, I felt like I was inebriated. Definitely felt the effects of taking that sip. And people that know I'm not even a big drinker, so that was a funny idea to have that type of using dream. With that being said, I did have it, and it made me call my sponsor. Well, my cousin, to him, Sig, TJ. He told me, call your sponsor. I did. I told my sponsor about it today. I was able to get in touch with him. We talked about it. But this was, so that's why I definitely wanted to make sure I tried to attack some of this today because I have been kind of reading it, but not really going into it. And a lot of times my best way to do stuff like this is to come through these videos with you guys. So I hope you guys like it. Thanks for liking this video. Some of us find a measure of comfort in realizing the disease, not a moral failure, has caused us to reach this bottom. Others do not care about what caused or has been. We just went out. Whatever the case, it's time to do some step work, to engage in some concrete activities that will help us find more freedom from our addiction. Whatever shapes it is currently taking, our hope is in the internalize the principles of step 1, to deepen our surrender, to make principles of acceptance, humility, willingness, honesty, and open-mindedness a foundation part of, I keep making up words that's not there, part of who we are. First, we must arrive at a point of surrender. Surrender. I was one of the people that say, I'm never going to give with drugs, I'm not a quitter. I realize now there's nothing wrong with surrendering and trying a new path. And definitely happy about it. First, we must arrive at a point of surrender. There are many different ways we can do this. For some of us, the road we traveled getting to the first step was more than enough to convince us that unconditional surrender was our only options. Others start this process even though we're not eternally convinced that we are addicts. We realize hit the bottom only work the first step. Do we truly come to realize we are addicts and that we have hit bottom? We must surrender. I just told you that when I first got into recovery, I had a bunch of reservations. I just was telling these guys that I just wanted to get more money. I didn't want to quit drugs. I needed more money. I need to get a job. I need to get a car so I could be a DoorDash person and be DoorDashing. And literally now, at the job I'm about to have and the thing I'm about to make more money than I ever would have made during that shit. And it's a much easier job, and it's much more what I would love to do as a person. So I think that a lot of times with addiction, our ceilings have a certain amount, and we don't realize how low they are until you realize that, hey, there's another floor to this fucking building. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I did have to discover that at here, not on my way here. Before we begin working the first step, we must become abstinence, whatever it takes. If we're new in Narcotics Anonymous, our first step is primarily about looking at the effects of our drug addiction in our lives. We need to get clean. If we've been clean a while, and our first step is about our powerlessness over others' behavior that made us live unmanageable, we need to find a way to stop the behavior so that others' surrender isn't clouded by our surrender isn't clouded by continuing acting out. The disease of addiction. What makes us addicts is the disease of addiction, not drugs. Not our behavior, but our disease. There is something within us that makes us unable to control our use of drugs. The same sometimes also makes us prone to obsession, compulsion, and other areas of our lives. We can tell when our disease is active when we become trapped in obsessive, compulsive, self-centered routines, endless loops that lead nowhere but to physical and mental, spiritual, and emotional decay. What does the disease of addiction mean to me? What does the disease of addiction mean to me? All right, so
I need some help with the question whenever you got a second.
huh?
I need some help with the question whenever you got a second.
Which one? Which book? Which one are you at?
I'm on denial.
All right.
It says, am I comparing a current manifestation of my addiction to the way my life was before I got clean? What's that?
You sit. Read it back. Let me see the question. You wrote the question on here.
Yeah. Right.
Am I comparing a current manifestation of my addiction to the way my life was before I got clean? Am I doing that? I mean, well, are you? Do you know which word do you not know it means?
I'm not understanding what it's asking.
I was saying, are you comparing your life? Let me read it again. I had it. I had the answer too. Am I comparing current manifestation of my addiction? All right, manifestation. You know what that word means, right?
Like gathering.
A manifestation is a creation of something.
Okay.
So, or a moment. You can manifest something. So, I would say, look up that word, see what it means, so you can know what it means, definition-wise, of your addiction. Now, right now, when you look at your addiction, right, you view it. Can you even separate the two?
My addiction and my clean time?
No, the time before you were addicted and your time during your addiction. Can you separate those two things?
I can't.
And that's what they're kind of asking you. Are you able to compare your current manifestation of addiction, which is your life currently now? Your current, because your life now, the life you created now, you're still an addict. We still have addiction. We didn't get rid of it. But the life we have compared now to the way your life was before you got clean, to the way your addiction, the way you were before, while you were in active addiction. Am I comparing those two things?
Yeah.
It's not there's no wrong or right answer to it.
Right. No, I'm just.
So that's what. Are you comparing those two things? Are you making those two connections of going? This is what it was like before I was sober. And this is what it's like now. I am sober, and it was great or it's worse. Are you doing that? What does the disease of addiction mean to me? Number one. What does the disease of addiction mean to me? What does it mean to me? I think it means a never-ending desire to want to do something in a never ending amount. That's what I would say. Has my disease been active recently? And in what way? Yes, I told y'all I had that using dream. So I had a dream about using. That is how my disease has been active. Because my sponsor told me that my disease recently, has tried to trick me in other ways, but because those ways didn't work, that is probably why it went to trying to get me in a dream. So yes, I had a using dream. And what I'm gonna do on this one is I'm only gonna do the disease of addiction. And in this video for you guys, I'll do the denial section. And I think there's another section. So you got denial, you got hit bottom, powerlessness, unmanageability, reservation, surrender, spiritual. So I'll just do each one in its own short thing, so that way it don't become too long, and we'll just work through that one until we get to step 2. So I'll also end up probably renaming this video "The Disease of Addiction," so that way you'll know which one this is connected to, so you can look it up. All right, so it goes. Number 3 would be, what is it like when I obsess with something? Does my thinking follow a pattern? Describe. What is it like when obsessed with something? Does my thinking follow a pattern? All right. I constantly want to lose patience. When I'm obsessed over something, all I do is just think about it. If it's food, if it's Virginia, if it's when it was drugs, yes, I constantly want it. I lose patience, and it becomes all I think about, to the point where it can be distracting. It becomes a great distraction because I can't, like, I can't think of nothing else but that thing. I don't want nothing else but that. And then when people, by me not wanting nothing else, I can't do nothing else. I can't go to work. Can't do nothing. I just. How does the self-centered part of my disease affect my life and the lives of others around me? Oh my God, that is fucking. Whew. How does the self-centered part of my disease affect my life and the lives of those around me? I mean, think right then and there, I think that, and this is not me not wanting to take blame for myself, but I truly believe that we are taught self-centeredness never we wanted to deny. I believe in self-preservation being a thing that you naturally have. But I also believe that even the words my life, I mean, unless you live on the island by yourself, it's our lives. We all live in this world together, but I can agree that during my addiction, that my life and what I viewed as what was an example of my life and what should have been my life in the forefront of my thought patterns. It can go from anything to where, hey, I don't think my girl deserves to get her nails done, possibly. Like, I need to get some smoke. Fuck getting your nails done. I don't think I want this. I need to get some smoke. Oh, he got some money or she got some money. Why can't they give it to me so I can get some smoke? So it's like everything revolved around the idea of getting and using drugs. And because of that, it became my self-centeredness. And, if you're around me, you got to help me feed this monster that's in me. And if you're not, then I don't even really want you around me. That can go from friends, relationships, to family, or any people that need help now, even though that's over a sufficient program. I realize how that can make people can see through the facade of you wanting to be a friend and not wanting to be a friend when your whole thing is just wanting to be get your addiction fed. So what I put is I became a user in every sense of the word. How has my disease affected me physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally? I mean, physically, I know that I'm overweight from having maybe, I would like to blame it on having the munchies. So physically, I became overweight. Uh, Mentally, my thought patterns and emotional roller coaster was definitely more up and down. Spiritually, but emotional roller coaster. Spiritually, I started to wonder if God cared about me. Why was God putting me through this? I started to question God. And emotionally, um, it became the thing that made me happy. Up until the point where I didn't even think I could be happy unless I was using. And I guess I don't know to that question that says our addiction manifests itself in various ways. When we first came to Narcotics Anonymous, our problems will of course be drugs. Later on, we will find out addiction is wreaking havoc in our lives in a number of ways. What is the specific ways in which your addiction can manifest itself? Most recently, I told you guys about that dream that I had. The dream that I had. And up until that point, I hadn't thought about using or what it would be like, or even I didn't connect it to it. Just I was chilling. I felt like, So it was crazy to even let that dream happen, but it did happen. So they say share about it. I can't wait to get into a meeting to do that. I haven't been able to share. I'm a little bit shy to share sometimes. Not that I don't like to talk, but I always feel like I'm leading up to it, and then right when I'm about to say, "Hey, my name is Mo and I'm an addict," right when I'm about to smile says, "There's shit too fast," and I'm like, "Oh, I'll wait till next time." So I'm just gonna try to jump out there. That's gonna be a thing I do for myself today. Um, it says this is the final question: have I been obsessed with a person, place, or thing? Have I been? What is this? What question is this? And this is the sixth and final question in the section of the disease of addiction. Have I been obsessed with a person, place, or thing? If so, how has that gotten in the way of my relationship with others? How else have I been affected mentally, physically, spiritually? All right. Right now, my obsession is success. And unless I see you as successful, I don't really want to deal with people. Or if I don't see you thinking that I think you're trying to be successful, being short, and I need to realize that I need to help everybody. Yeah. Because somebody doesn't have the same thoughts patterns of what I believe success is a success, I need to still be a point the way they can, hopefully help them maintain recovery. Whether or not I feel like they want to be a millionaire or they just want to be working at McDonald's. Whatever their level of success is, my obsession with being successful right now has caused me to be standoffish with people I don't feel have similar to what I consider a similar ideal patterns of what success may or may not be. So it's like I've been really staying to myself, and by sticking to myself for the most part, it's created a level of loneliness and some type of anger a little bit toward people because I feel, angry that I'm always by myself or whatever, but it's life. And I'm focused on that, and that's my new focus. I hope you guys had just as easy as a time working through the first section of yours. That's where I'm leaving on that. Next section that I will be doing will be the analysis part of the step one. In the comment section, if you want to reveal your answers to these questions, I'm willing to read any ones that anybody write. I love you guys. Love yourself. Realize if you love your neighbor and you're doing the help, hood.